Hey, good morning. It's Edna here for Mindset Monday. How is everyone's holiday going? I know that we're on a holiday. We decided to hit the road for the weekend and week, and we so far have made it to Drumheller, Alberta, and we did post a few pictures on there. But we got a chance to see the dinosaur museum, which the kids thought was pretty cool. And actually we did too. It's quite interesting to see the all the archaeology and all the stuff that they've been able to dig up and how they've been able to preserve it. So it's really quite amazing. Let's see, I might need to. Okay, that might be a little darker. I'm in a hotel, so sometimes things are a little different for lighting in here, so I hope I can make it work. Anyway, and then after finishing up at Drumheller, we came to Edmonton last night, and on the agenda today, as soon as we're done, is the water park at the West Edmonton Mall. We usually stay right at the hotel when we go, and this time, because we did such short notice, we weren't even able to get into that one. So we're only about 5 minutes away, so the family's just down eating breakfast, and as soon as they get back, we'll head over there, and I'm sure we'll have a really fun day. Then we're actually we're attempting to get all the way to Vancouver and Vancouver Island, so we'll see if that happens. That's a lot of driving. I didn't realize how far it was. A friend of ours told us we could probably get to Kamloops today, and we're looking at the mountain. We're going, that's 8 hours, 8.5 hours. I don't know if we can drive that long, so we'll see. Anyway, got lots of people joining this morning, so I guess the holiday really helps a lot. Nobody has to rush off to work, right? So we got George. Good morning, George. Good morning, Beth. Good morning, Carm. Good morning, Harry. Good morning, Terry. Good morning, Anthony. Good morning, Minaj. Good morning, Terry. And oh, awesome. Okay, well, you know what? Today I want to get into some real mindset stuff that a lot of people, I know a lot of people struggle with mindset. And even if a person doesn't think they struggle with mindset, it's always good to learn about, because there's so many aspects of it that we don't even know that we could be holding ourselves back. So I hope you get value out of today, and if you do, please like, comment, and share. I really appreciate that. And at the end, I'm going to just remind you about a couple events that are coming up. So there's 5 types of positive mindsets: the business mindset, gratitude mindset, confidence mindset, productive mindset, and creativity mindset. And those are the ones we're going to cover today, if I don't run out of time. If I run out of time, I will I'll finish it up next Monday. I've promised my family we won't be any longer than half an hour on here, so that they can get to the mall. Everything starts at 10, so they want to make sure that they get as many hours as they possibly can in today. So a good quote that I wanted to start off with that I really love, by Bill Bradley, and it's, "Ambition is the path to success, and persistence is the vehicle that you arrive in." Does that make sense? So another quote, and this is under the business mindset part: "Success in business requires training and discipline and hard work. But if you're not frightened by these things, the opportunities are just as great today as they ever were." And that's by David Rockefeller. So that is so true. You know what? I know that a lot of people have read The Secret or watched the movie, and they have definitely missed a critical part, and that's all the action that needs to be taken. If you're into manifesting and stuff like that, you know, it absolutely can be done. But your checks don't come in the mail. They come to you as opportunities. So just know that, and be willing to get moving on them. So having a business mindset means that you prefer to think for yourself or as part of a team, rather than having others make decisions for you. I think, like, people that for their whole life were not the ones who sat back and did okay in school because they listened to the teachers all the time and they were told what to do. Well, it's some of the wealthiest entrepreneurs struggled in school. They couldn't sit still. They couldn't concentrate. Some of them have ADD, you know, but they've taken those perceived weaknesses and turned them into huge strengths. So if that's you, I hope this speaks to you. Having a business mindset means that you have the ability to be your own strategist and see the decisions you make today will affect your business today and well into the future. With a business mindset, you know that you can't do it all, and you know that your business needs to be profitable, and oftentimes that means multiple streams of income. That's another thing people get stuck on. You know, they build one profitable business and they think that's going to carry them forever and ever and ever. And sometimes it just happens that, you know, especially with technology and how things are changing nowadays, if you have that one business and it goes out of vogue and it's just gone, you're screwed. So, you know, think about a few different businesses that you could be involved in. Maybe keep your job and you do real estate on the side, and maybe consider building a network marketing company or becoming an author and set up your own products and stuff like that. There's so many ways nowadays that a person can make money from home with a computer and the internet and stuff like that, that if you can be open-minded, those opportunities will start coming to you. Someone lacking a business mindset might try to tackle every little thing on their own. They don't think about team. They don't think about the cost of doing that kind of stuff on their own, you know. Yeah, you might be better at it at the beginning, but if you've got some money that you can throw at it and get other people to do it for you, it's so much more beneficial. Like, I know the more money we get, the easier our life becomes, because I don't have to struggle with doing all the stuffs that aren't in my day-to-day strengths, I guess I could say. Because, you know, one of the things that we did just recently is we hired a full-time bookkeeper, and she does all that kind of stuff for us. That frees up so much my time, because I love learning, I love studying, and then I love sharing all that kind of stuff with you. So if I'm stuck doing book work all the time, and you know what, that was a hard one for me to give up, even like giving up control of our bank accounts, because I've always been, and I shouldn't say give up control of our bank accounts, just give up the bill paying that has to be done on bank accounts. But I was just getting behind, couldn't keep up. So you have to hire out that kind of stuff, even if it takes you a while to get that person trained exactly the way you want them to. It totally makes sense. If you have a business mindset, you react to negative actions or events in a positive way, and always try to look for the lesson or opportunity in it. Because you know what? There will always be negative stuff that happens in our life. There will always be issues. Doesn't matter what business you're in. It is not easy. If anyone tells you it's easy, it's because they have found something they absolutely love and it doesn't feel like work. That's the only time it comes easy. And I wish that for everybody. And lots of times there's a lot of hard work thrown in there too. So here's another quote for you that I really like. Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. And that's by Robert Collier. And you know what? That is so, so, so true, because you know, every choice that we make every single day, from having that first cigarette to not smoking, having a crappy breakfast, you know, as opposed to a good breakfast, choosing to drink, you know, juice. I'm not a big believer in drinking juice as opposed to eating a piece of fruit, different stuff like that. Those are just choices that we make every single day. Taking your vitamins or not, staying up till 2 in the morning and knowing you have to get up at 6 a.m. or not. You know, those are all choices we make every single day. And the good choices will take you places, and the bad choices will take you places too, just not the places you might want to be. Number 2, gratitude mindset. And you know what? This is, it's just so important, people. If you're grateful for what you have, it's so much easier to get more of what you already want. And you know what? We went to the Garth Brooks concert last night, and we booked last minute. So yes, we ended up with not the best seats. And we heard the people behind us saying that they paid $80 for their tickets, and we had to pay $300. But you know what? It was totally worth it. Garth Brooks is absolutely amazing, and I know why. He's so amazing. He absolutely loves his fans. He loves the adoration of his fans. He loves singing. He calls his songs his babies, which we, you know, all us mothers, fathers, we know how much our babies mean to us. His songs are like that to him, and he explained that. And he said when we embrace those babies of his and sing along, he had the whole crowd singing and singing and singing, and he was just like, when you guys sing my songs back to me, like, that just warms my heart. And I know how many times he talked about, like, he just had his hand on his heart and his arms were wide open, and he was like, oh, I'm so grateful. Like, I absolutely love my life. Like, I get to do this, you know, where I get to go out and do the things I love to do and sing and entertain. And he's a great entertainer. And his whole gratitude, like, you could just see it. He kept, you know, going like this, and he'd look up at the sky like how many times, and he's looking, and this place, Rogers, I don't know exactly what it's called, but Rogers Center in Edmonton is huge, and wall-to-wall people. Like, we couldn't get tickets from the regular ticket seller. We had to go to a secondary market, and that's why it was so expensive. When we got there, the lineup was down the street and around the block, so we were about 3/4 of or we were down one whole block, another whole block, and another half a block when we got there, and then there was people behind us. So it took us a while to get in, but it was so worth it. You know, the crowd was amazing. They sang along. You could just feel the love in that room for Garth, and we all felt the love back. So that gratitude, man, that guy has it, right? And that is why his fans love him. Like, he performs, you know, we actually left early. He got standing ovation. Everybody just stood there and they waited for him to come back. And he came back and he said, you know what, with this kind of a response from a crowd, I'm going to be here all night. Well, our kids, we took our 2 daughters and my granddaughters with us. We took all 3 of them. Well, 2 of them were so tired they couldn't even keep their eyes open any longer because it was 10:30, and so we left. So I would be interested to know how long he actually went last night, because when we left, he was on stage all by himself. Like, nobody else was out there with him, and he was just people would hold up signs and say what song they wanted him to sing, and he would sing it. And then he said, and then I pick a song I want to sing. So it went back and forth like that. We probably stayed another half an hour just in that part, and then we left. So yeah, it'd be really interesting to see how long he stayed. This quote by Eckhart Tolle really makes a lot of sense too. Acknowledging the good that you already have in your life is the foundation for all abundance. And that's by Eckhart Tolle. And I hope that makes sense to everyone. You can't complain about where you are and hope that you're going to do anything different, because everything that you focus your attention on is what you're going to get. So if you choose to focus on, and you know what, we can all do it. It's so easy to focus on something we don't like about someone, right? If we can turn that around, and there's lots of things we can like about people. They may not, you know, smell the nicest, but you know what? They're probably the kindest. You know, just look for the good in people, and that right there is going to make a difference for you. Gratitude seems to be another common buzzword we're hearing lots and lots nowadays. But it is truly the foundation of all things related to success. It is. Because if you can't appreciate what you have, you're not going to get any better. It's like the boss who says, well, I only have 1 employee and she's pretty shitty. That boss is not meant to have any more employees till they get better. You know, so if you've got 1 client, you've got 1 investor, you wow the heck out of that investor. You take care of them. The one thing that I've learned in our business is, if you're going to use other people's money to buy real estate, is you have to take care of your investors first and foremost all the time. And if you can grab that attitude, you will get investors and you will keep them. You screw them once, they're gone. And they'll tell 100 friends. So you absolutely have to know that. Be grateful, treat that investor great, give them the information they seek. Believe me, at the beginning, they'll seek more information than they will further down the line if you prove yourself trustworthy and all that kind of stuff. So treat them good, and they'll return, and they'll be good investors long term. Simple acts and expressions of gratitude can make a world of difference in every area of your life, especially family and business. Being grateful to your team will always create higher morale. Being grateful for your clients and investors will keep them happily working and investing with you for a long, long time. Consider how much more cost-effective it is to keep that team that you've built as opposed to trading them in every 6 months. How about that? That's a huge business mistake that I see a lot of people make. Some simple gratitude marketing is great too. Saying thank you on a consistent basis is huge. Sometimes simple thank yous and acknowledgments for the blessings around you will start a trend of more amazing things to happen for you. And another quote by Oprah Winfrey that I absolutely love. She says, "Be thankful for what you have, you'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never, ever, ever have enough." Does that make sense? It really makes sense, doesn't it? Okay. Mindset number 3, confidence mindset. John D. Rockefeller, another quote, "Don't be afraid to give up all the good you have for the great." And you know what? Again, that's a learning curve. That's a mindset. That's stepping out of your comfort zone to get someplace better. Yeah, we have a good job. Yeah, we have a good family. Yeah, we're making good money. But if we want that financial freedom that speaks to us back here, there are things that we have to do. There's steps we have to take, and there's things that we have to do. And yeah, sometimes it's hard. But you know what? Everybody who's hit that tells you it's absolutely worth the effort. You know, will you ever sit back and think, "Oh, I wish I would have watched that rerun one more time. Oh, I wish I would have seen that show again. It was so funny. Oh, I wish I would have watched that horror movie again. I was so scared." You'll never think that way, or at least I never think that way. I watch a TV show and I try to think, geez, I know I watched TV a couple times this week. What the heck was it I watched? You don't remember that stuff. It's a laugh for a moment. It's a little bit of fun for a moment, maybe relaxation. But stuff that really matters to you, like getting out there and getting that building, making that offer, talking to that first investor, even though it's so uncomfortable, those are the things that stick with you. And when you're telling your story of success in the future, a lot of times it's the challenges you went through that you talk about, because you realize that you went through that challenge and you came out the other side better than you went in. You learned it, you handled it. Sometimes you muddled in it for a while before you handled it, but you handled it and you did well and you moved on. Every leader must have confidence. There's no doubt about that. Confidence is key as a business owner and entrepreneur, especially when it comes to negotiations. And we're going into Module 7 with some of my group today, and that's, or tomorrow actually, and that's all about negotiations. And you know what? That part is so important. We have to have confidence that we can get what we're looking for, and we can do what we want to do. And it's an exercise that I have people go through is looking back in their life and seeing where they excelled in the past. Where did you have really good success? Where were you proud of yourself, and why? And why did those feelings of success follow you? And the reason I have people do that is then they start to say, oh yeah, you know, I did that. I started out, I didn't have a clue how to play piano. And then in 5th grade I won, like, and I was behind other people, and all of a sudden I reached out and I did my darndest and I practiced lots and I won. You know, those kind of things come to mind, and you realize that yes, I did it before, and damn it, it felt good, and I can reach and do that again. Okay, next. A healthy amount of confidence is a great mindset to operate from. When you have confidence, it can have a really soothing and calming effect. And that's so true. When you're looking for investors, if you're all wishy-washy and you're not sure you got a good building, guess what? You'll have a hard time selling it. If you know that you would do absolutely everything in your power, mortgage your house, ask your mom and dad, ask your grandma and grandpa, your aunt and uncle, beg, borrow, whatever it takes to get that deal done, if you have that feeling here, there's a lot better chance that you'll be able to inspire an investor to deal with you than it is to say, well, I'm not really sure about this deal. There's this challenge and that challenge. You know, you got to have the belief in yourself that, you know what, it doesn't matter what challenge gets thrown at me. I know I got a good deal. That doesn't mean I can sit back and just collect the cash flow. Sometimes you got work to do ahead of time. Sometimes that means looking for those tenants that are going to stay with you. Sometimes that means getting in there and painting your units yourself. Sometimes it means, I know my husband and my father-in-law have gone in and done flooring in a property because we didn't have cash to pay for it because the building wasn't doing that good. They've went in and done it and got it done and got a good tenant in there now making us $1,000 a month more than when it was sitting vacant. Those are the kind of mindset things that you need to do and to get ahead. You know, in all the time that we've been investing in real estate, my husband has yet to charge our company mileage, ever. It's just like there's mileage that comes out at the end of the year based on our tax return, but we don't charge mileage to our investors' properties. That is our sweat equity. We raise capital and we manage the deal. That's our sweat equity. That's the money. Oh, my dog's barking here. That's where we build our equity and our use and our value because we're getting into the deal with none of our own money. That's the mindset you have to have. No matter what happens, my investor gets paid. No matter what, even if I don't get paid, my investor gets paid. That's the mindset you need to have. Does that make sense? And never, ever do a deal with a joint venture partner that you wouldn't absolutely love to own 100% yourself, ever, because that will come back and haunt you as well. People love to do deals with confident people who've got that mindset and people who've got that mindset that says, I will do whatever it takes to make this building a success. And if you go in with that kind of attitude and then you actually do that, again, you will have investors over and over and over again. Nobody wants to put their business or money in the hands of someone who seems unsure of themselves. Again, one of the reasons why you want to have a team, because at the beginning you don't know everything. You could own a building without knowing how to deal with tenants, without knowing how to pay bills and taxes, and that you can negotiate on your increased taxes on your building. Like there's so many things to learn. But if you go in with the attitude that I am absolutely going to make this work, then you will attract people. And maybe you won't attract that many for your first deal. But if they see 3 years later that you're working your butt off and you're getting over to that buildings on Saturdays and Sundays and you're driving out in the evening when your tenant locks themselves out because you don't want to pay somebody else to drive out there and do that, then they know, hey, I'm in good hands, you know? So brag about yourself too. Let them know that let them know the work that you put in, because if you don't let your investors know the work that you're putting in, they won't know. They may not appreciate you. And it's okay to blow your own horn and say, hey, you know, like we've got calls in the middle of the night. My daughter is our property manager and she's got a 9-year-old daughter. So she can't get up and leave the house. She's a single mom. So we've got calls in the middle of the night because I don't know if it's the sprinklers or fire alarm or something went off, and Warren's had to get up and go there. That's what you do. That's what you do. And if you can do that kind of stuff, you're gonna attract good investors and you're gonna keep them. Okay, so according to author Z. Hereford, there are 9 elements to a productive mindset. So that's the one we're going into next. Curiosity, motivation, vision, critical thinking, confidence, persistence, positivity, open-mindedness, and balance. When all of these elements are putting into motion, they induce the productive mindset. Firing on all cylinders with these elements will also help to start creating really healthy work habits. So again, that's another thing, working on your habits. What habits do you need to work on to make yourself a great partner? Another quote, don't spend so much time trying to choose the perfect opportunity that you miss the right or an opportunity. You know, that's by Michael Dell, and that absolutely makes sense too. Nothing is perfect. Doesn't matter what building you buy. None of them are perfect. Even a brand new building will have challenges. Ask my students who just bought an almost brand new building out in Moosomin. Different little challenges they've had. Trying to figure out why no heating is coming into the hallways on these modular builds. You know, they've got locksmith that they had to call and came over, and they weren't sure what was wrong with him because he was kind of stumbling around. They wasn't sure if he had Parkinson's or what. Found out here he was the town drunk. Like, it's so funny. But these are the kind of things you deal with. So if you're prepared to it, if you're prepared for it, you'll have some funny stories to tell. Believe me, when us real estate entrepreneurs get together, we have some funny stories to tell about stuff like that. And one was we had to go change the locks on a tenant, only to find out that he didn't even have the locks locked. He didn't have the front door locked. He had the back door open, and then after we found out that it was so his kids could come and go, but we had to change the locks on him. So there's lots of funny stories with that, and lots of nasty stories where you're fighting with people trying to get your money and stuff like that too. So next one, a creative mindset. So having a creative mindset allows for you to be so much more engaged in business, relationships, and life in general. The basis of creativity is curiosity. Does that make sense? Be curious about the things and people around you. You will discover things that you would have never known if you weren't genuinely interested. Ask questions. Look at the things from new angles. This is the power of a mastermind group. You know, when we were working on, we had our mastermind meeting while we were working on possibly buying the Boardwalk deal. And, you know, we all sat there and brainstormed. We found out through the people in the group that Boardwalk had built some new buildings. So we thought, okay, well, for making this offer, we need to put in there that we got to, you know, protect the tenants that we have. One of the other people in the mastermind group knew that one of their buildings had burnt down and they hadn't built it again, and said, let's throw that into the deal. You know, you don't come up with all that kind of stuff by yourself. Again, very powerful with networking with the right people and having the right people on your team. Natural curiosity. Some people just Googled right in the classroom when we were talking about it to see what else they could find out about it. It's amazing what you can find out just on Google. And then you make a few phone calls here and there. We're always talking to people about just about deals, about stuff. Like sometimes the same deal comes across our desk 4 or 5 different times through 4 or 5 different channels. Different people are presenting the same deal. And you know what? And my husband's really good at this. He remembers land locations and different stuff like that. Mostly I remember names. I think, I've heard that name before. And then I'll say to Warren, is that the one working on this land? And yeah, so here these deals, and when they come to us 4 or 5 times, most of the time they come to us in different ways. So we listen. This person has this idea and it's pretty good but not perfect. This guy has this idea and it's pretty good and not perfect. Well, you take those 5 ideas and you might come up with a really good idea of your own. So that's where that natural curiosity comes in. So so pay attention, be curious, and you know what, showing that kind of curiosity in what other people are doing too makes you a good listener. So people love it when people listen to them talk, right? So that's another thing. What you discover will help you deepen relationships, and this will offer a large advantage in business too. The more you know about someone's motives, pain points, and deals will help you in structuring a creative deal. So does that make sense? Like we don't come up with all these great ideas by ourselves. Absolutely makes a big difference if you've got a team of people. And you know, the Think and Grow Rich book has always said, mastermind with people, build your own mastermind, because the power of a bunch of minds in one room is like 100-fold, 1,000-fold from what you can just do by yourself. Now I do notice I have a few questions on here, so I'm going to just look through and see what I got. I had a few more people join us too. Good morning, Amanda. Good morning, Charmaine. Good morning, Franz, Mike, Dominique. Hey, good morning, Chandel. We are having a great day so far, are you? Good morning, Ron. Good morning, Marie. Good morning, Kurt. Are you back from holidays, Kurt? Good morning, Pawn. Terry says, I'm talking to my accountant to help me run my renovation business. You know what? That's good too. The other thing I heard of recently, which really made a lot of sense, I'm in a leverage program that I go to New York quarterly for classes and training and stuff. And one of the things that was recommended to me is called a fractional CEO. And I don't know that we have such a thing in Canada, but these CEOs, like big businesses are all run by CEOs. You can now purchase time from a fractional CEO. Isn't that amazing? So if your accountant doesn't fully help you out, think about doing that, Terry. Good morning, Jackie. Good morning, Shauna. Pawn says, maybe I can help. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean, Pawn, about what you can help with. Maybe just put a little bit more on about that. Good morning, Melissa. Hey, Melissa, I seen your post the other day about your singing and your husband. That was so sweet. He is a great guy. I'm so happy for you. Good morning, Shannon. Good morning, Susie, Michelle. Oh, and thanks for sharing my video, Pawn. I really appreciate that. And somebody else, too. It doesn't tell me who for everybody. Good morning, Andrew. Good morning, Rob. Pon says he's looking for JV, and I can't tell if he's looking for 500,000 cash or he's got 500,000 cash. And then Drew says, call me. Drew's got a great deal on the go right now, and he's a great guy too. We actually just ran into Drew down here in Edmonton. It was so funny. We're in this huge mall at West Edmonton Mall. We sit down at the food court, which is huge. I had to give my husband directions just to be able to find us. We sit down, look over. Guess who we see face to face? Drew and his family. It was so amazing. Him and his 5 children. He's an amazing guy, and his wife is too. They've got the sweetest, two sweet little ones. I wanted to hug them, but they didn't look like they were happy enough to be giving me a hug. They're thinking, who is this lady? And then one of his sons is showing interest in real estate, so we'll probably get to meet him soon. And then very pretty daughter, Drew. That's the first time I've seen her, and handsome sons too. So good for you. You've got a good family there. They're very nice. Minaj says, oh, talk to me, Pon. I got something too. Good morning, Shirley. Minaj says he's got 300 acres near Saskatoon to buy, and if developed can be 150 lots. Looking for partners. Minaj has asked, can we discuss a little bit more on the boardwalk deal? You know what? Sure we can. I'll tell you what it was. Is it came out, it was like 198 units. But if you want to know more, George Furneaux is the one to talk to, because he was leading us in this. He was thinking of making an offer. We decided at the last minute not to. They did say they would consider a vendor take back, but it's a lot of buildings to take on at one time, and could take some time getting financing and stuff like that. So we backed up on, and apparently they only got one offer, and so now they're gonna probably piece them off. So if you guys are looking at apartment deals, get hold of George, because I know he's analyzed. George, I think you're on here, tell us how many buildings there are. I know you're looking at 2 very closely right now, but if you don't mind sharing some of them, give Minaj a call. He says, I have a group of investors I met yesterday. So there you go. Get together, guys. Minaj, you should talk to Rob Parkman, and you should also talk to Drew Yan. He goes by For Real on here. I'm not sure where that name comes from, but anyway, they both have some really good deals right now as well, and throughout Saskatchewan, so that's awesome. Okay, so perfect, great questions. Thanks for engaging on here. Just a couple more things that the team wants me to mention. One is on Wednesday night. It is our monthly Profit in the Prairies real estate investment meeting. We have it at the Sandman Inn. It starts at 6:30. And this Wednesday, I won't be there, but the team's going to be there. Jerry Flegel from the city of Regina, he's going to be there to talk about what's going on in our market and stuff like that. He's wide open for questions. He's a great speaker. Come out and see him. And for the members who can't make it, yes, we will be recording it, so it'll be on the website and in a few days after. So we'll make sure that gets done. it is a great group. You know what? The other day, a couple of our team members went down to Saskatoon to the meeting there, and they said they met a bunch of really great people. But they said the one difference that they noticed between ours and theirs is the sophistication of our group. So keep that in mind. You know, a lot of people in our group are doing stuff. They're really real. They're buying properties left and right. There's always somebody that's working on a deal. So if you're somebody who wants to learn, it's a great place to learn, and take some of these people out for coffee. You know what? If they've got time, they love to share. They love to help other people. Just make sure you buy. and you know what? Ask them. They can't always make it, but that networking opportunity is amazing. And one more reminder. So the 3-day event that we have coming up, March 27th, 28th, 29th in Regina, Saskatchewan, the early bird tickets are free until February 28th. Now, what that means is I do need a $99 deposit from you, committing that you're coming. The reason is the rooms are costing me, we're shooting for 200 people this time. The rooms cost me $1,500 each a day. If I don't have the people signed up, and please share this with everyone, because it's going to be valuable. We have got positive feedback from this event every single year. People make good contacts. They learn a lot, and they're still dealing with some people that they met 3 years ago at the first event. So very, very good networking opportunity, and free tickets this year. We're really reaching out because we want to reach as many people as we can who want to do a real estate. And not too much like this happens in Regina. Sometimes you get people coming out and coming in from the States or Ontario or whatever, and you know, a lot of people that buy into those programs get disappointed because they don't know what's going on here. Some of them even laugh and go, haha, someday we might invest in Saskatchewan. Well, don't bother. We got enough people to invest in Saskatchewan. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, yes, everybody, even the mastermind members, have to put down the $99 because I need the commitment. And if you show up, you get the $99 back at the door. That's only till February 28th. After that, you pay $99 and you don't get your money back. The other option you can do is you can buy a VIP ticket. And what that does is that gives you meals every day. Gives you the opportunity for front row seating, and it gives you opportunity to network with the speakers. And because we're having a VIP dinner Tuesday night that all the VIP people will come to. So lunch all 3 days and dinner. So if you can swing that, come that way. It's a great opportunity for you. Charmaine, I'm not going to talk yet about the ACRE program just because I haven't got any final word from the RAIN group. But I know they're busy. I have to reach out for them again. Minaj, yes, there is a possibility to present deals. We are going to have our famous Dragon's Den panel there again. And like I say, these are investors who have money. So if you've got a deal, and remember, it's got to be a good deal, yeah, you're going to have the opportunity. So get your VIP ticket for that one. Free ticket holders and $99 ticket holders don't get to present. VIP ticket holders only, so know that. Everybody has to get their ticket up front, so I know, because otherwise I have to downsize the room, and they only give me till February 28th to downsize the room. So if you guys know of people that should be here, get them here. Oh, thanks, Juanita. I'm looking forward to it too. You know, we love the networking and the learning as much as you guys. We bring in people that we want to learn from. Like one of our speakers this year is Barry McGuire. And he teaches all about agreements for sale, which is a great way to get property with none of your own money. And the VIP is $275. And Shauna says, Prague meeting videos only current up to September 2016. Oh, well, thank you for letting me know that, Shauna. I think Chandel's on the call, so I'll see. We would only have October, November, because we didn't do one in December. There wasn't enough people around. But They probably have them rendered and for some reason didn't put them up, I'd almost guess. But anyway, Chandel, if you can look after that, that would be awesome. And yeah, because that would be October, November, and January. And those are all really good meetings. So appreciate you letting us know that, Shauna. That's perfect. I don't go on and watch the videos because I'm lucky enough to be there live. Although this time I will be watching the videos. So remember, again, this Profit in the Prairies real estate event, come out and support it. You'll get a lot out of it. I guarantee it. I've never had anyone say that they didn't enjoy every second. And Manoj, if you want VIP ticket, you have to go buy your ticket. Watch your emails or email Chandel. Stuff's coming out, and get it from there, because it will be a good opportunity for you. And mention it to your investors, because you know what? Investors also like to learn this kind of stuff that we're teaching. They like to know who you're learning from and where this stuff is coming from. And don't be scared that an investor is going to leave you and go do it on their own. If they want to do it on their own, awesome. Give them the opportunity. The best joint venture partner, though, is somebody who's already joint ventured with a more sophisticated investor. So know that too. So I always recommend that if you're just starting out, get somebody on your team, whether they're helping you raise money or helping you manage the deal. Get a sophisticated investor on there so that they help you finalize that deal. Okay, so that is pretty much all I have. Oh, Sean is really looking forward to November because she spoke at it. It was really, really good too. So yes, we have to get that up. Sean is going to be speaking at our event too. So she did a really good speech in November about dream big. And that's always so important when we're dealing with real estate. We want to dream big, because if we start working with a great team, we can get in on some of these really big deals, and that would be awesome. Okay, well, I am going to sign off. My family's all wandering around the hotel room here in their bathing suits, ready to go to the pool, so I better get off. So thanks, everyone, for being on, and I will see you on Free Coaching Friday. Bye for now.